What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Just finished watching the match in Barcelona draw 0-0 with Girona at the Spotify Camp Nou. The second 0-0 draw of the season. The first one was the first game of the season. The most snooze fest game of the season, purely dead. Nothing happened. There's a few, gasping moments, but apart from that, I almost fell asleep. The performance was dead. Substitutions were dead. Atmosphere was decent because, of course, the Koundes are the most diehard and most loyal fan base in the world, and the players tonight, again, just didn't turn up. The starting lineup for this match is on the screen right now. It was Ter Stegen in goal, a back four of Jules Kounde, Ronald Araujo, Eric Garcia, and Alejandro Balde. Midfield three of Sergio Roberto, Sergio Busquets, and Pablo Gavi. And a front three of Raphinha, Robert Lewandowski, and Ansu Fati, with Franck Kessie, Ferran Torres, and Jordi Alba making appearances off the bench. So overall, the team performance rating on the night, I'm going to be giving it probably the lowest rating of the season, a big fat 2 out of 10. I mean, again, snooze fest. We created absolutely nothing. We had no urgency, no intent. We showed some intensity in the first half that we were pressing very well, but there was just no urge. There was no sense of urgency from this team to go and get the goal. I mean, my God. I'm still pissed off from after Wednesday when Roberto came out after the game saying that our morale was, on the floor. We were shot after Madrid scored the goal before halftime. I mean, Madrid dropped points over the weekend. You can go 15 points clear, which means you can win the game, you win the season earlier, which also means the season will end earlier, that you can just chill, go drink your pina coladas on the beach, chill with the fam, and get ready for next season. But no, they're just complacent. The attack was just dead, man. I think Fernando Polo tweeted during the game, it's bad when Jordi Alba is being chucked on the left wing and Ferran, Ansu, and Raphinha are being, subbed on and off between games all the time. I've reached the point now with these three attackers where you're just like, if we sell you, we sell you. I mean, you're not showing anything to fight for your place. It's ridiculous. The midfield had absolutely no creativity whatsoever. I thought Gavi could have done that role when the lineup initially came out. Gavi didn't. Roberto was dead. Busquets did his job. We're screaming for, a Pablo Torre to come on. He never comes on whatsoever. I think he warmed up for about 5 minutes and that's it. Defense did their job, but we still leaked a lot of chances. Of course, the Girona striker, Castellanos, missed an absolute sitter. That if he scores that, we lose 1-0, 100%. This game only had one goal in it. The question was who was getting it. Neither team could have finished their chances. And again, it took us until the 90th minute to show some urgency. The Camp Nou was trying to get these players to, make a move forward. And they kind of did in the end. But what was that? The hour mark, the 50th minute, the 70th minute. They're just so complacent. I understand why, you're coming off of the back of getting raped by your direct rival, and now the season practically, over because the league is going to be won by us. If we don't win this league, I think every player should have their contract terminated and we just start fresh, along with Xavi as well, but we're going to win the league. So it's just, this game just tells you how absolutely shite the mentality of this team is, because once they're down, they need a miracle to come back up. Yeah, we saw this already in the season. You lose to United, you lose against Almeria. The next game, I think we won 1-0 against Getafe or 1-0 against someone. Then all of a sudden, we're all back. We need a positive result for the morale to go up. We face Getafe next weekend away from home. If we win that game, then we can go on a run again. We know we have Atletico, then Betis. But if we drop points against Getafe, draw or lose a game, we're going to go in our heads held down against Atletico and Betis, and we're just going to end up dropping more and more points. Am I worried about the league? No, not the league whatsoever, because if this team lets the league slip, then there are more problems than just these players. But, again, performance today, absolutely dead. There was just a sense, it felt like we were a goal down from minute 1 and we're trying to make a comeback, but we weren't. We're trying to go out there and win the game. We had a handful of chances at best and we just couldn't finish. Again, I think the performance was probably the worst of the season in terms of us starting from a positive position. and against a lower opposition as well. Yeah, we didn't play well against, Bayern and Inter and Real Madrid and United, but in a game where you like clearly expect us to win, this was by far the worst performance. And not even that, it was just a pure snooze fest. So overall, team performance rating tonight for me will be getting a 2 out of 10. Let's now get into the players' individual player ratings. Let's off, of course, the goalkeeper, Marc-Andre ter Stegen. And for me, Marc tonight gets a 6 out of 10. Didn't have much to do. I mean, he collected a few crosses. Distribution was a bit iffy at some points, but you know what? When you're in a tight situation, you just want to clear it. I understand that. And he kept a clean sheet, so credit to him. I think he's already secured the Zamora trophy, so shout out to him. I mean, he had really nothing else to do. They 1v1 chance with the Girona striker. He put it way well wide. He didn't have to save it or anything. And apart from that, nothing really happened for him. I mean, he did his job, I think, today. So overall for Marc, I will give him a 6 out of 10. Next up is the center back partnership in front of him. Firstly, on the right-hand side, it was Ronald Araujo. I will give Araujo tonight a 6 out of 10. Again, like Marc, did his job. There are a few moments where I thought his passing was a bit odd. I mean, there were some moments that you could expect him to go pass it back to ter Stegen. He'll just boot it up, and then we lose possession completely. I understand you're in a tight spot. Don't want to risk it. Apart from that, I think Araujo did his job today, defended pretty well. Didn't really get forward. We heard a lot of the crowd chanting Uruguayo at free kicks and corner kicks. Couldn't really get any direct chances at goal, but did his job at the back. No real complaints. I will give him a 6 out of 10. His partner on the left-hand side was, of course, Eric Garcia. I will give Eric Garcia a 6, but I think, you know what? He was the better out of the two center backs. I thought he played very well. He was always the last man in behind when Girona were trying to do balls over the top. It was Oriol Romeo in the pivot for Girona, trying to put balls over the top to Kessie, and also the Ukrainian winger, who I forget his name, and it was always Garcia that was the last man. He'd sprint back, get the last ditch tackle. I think his passing out from the back today was good as well. Again, like Araujo did his job. I think he was definitely the better center back out of the two tonight. Overall for Eric, I think he's, over the recent games when he's getting these opportunities, he is playing well. He's playing the pivot, of course, against Elche, and today he's putting the shift. I think he should be starting now at this point over Marcos Alonso in the center back position, whether we play Atletico Madrid, Betis, or wherever he gets left in the season. I think Garcia proved today that he should be playing more regularly. I think he had a good game, and I will be giving him an average 6.5 out of 10. Into the fullbacks now. Firstly, Jules Kounde in the right back position. It's been an absolutely terrible week for Kounde, and it continues. I will give Kounde tonight a 5 out of 10. I've dropped him below an average simply on the fact that he was very, very sloppy today. Not only was he slipping, his passing was very, very, sporadic. I think he defended all right in this game. I probably would have, give his defending an average 6 that we had to do. Got forward a bit, but I just think that he was so lackluster. Like, he'd get the ball, he'd try to do like a flick over the defender, lose it. He tried to hold the ball, lose it. Like, he was losing the ball so much in this game. And also I think his passing wasn't that great. If you missed through balls to Raphinha, balls into the middle to Kessie, to Busquets or Roberto, so I think his passing night was very, very poor, but did defend, at a standard that we expect from him. So overall, I will give him a 5 out of 10. Now, of course, at left back, it was Alejandro Balde. I will give Alejandro tonight a 7 out of 10. And my man of the match, I think Balde played at a very good level today. It was getting forward. I think he had that one cross that he sent into outer space. Apart from that, did a job. I think his dribbling tonight was fantastic. He was taking on defenders like he was a winger. I mean, he took on more defenders of Girona today than our two wingers in Ansu and Raphinha, and probably Ferran as well. Ferran took on, I think, Raquelme, but got fouled. I don't know if that will count as a successful dribble or not. But I think Balde on the left-hand side was great. I mean, it just shows how when Jordi Alba's coming in, Balde's still on the pitch. That's how good his performance was today. I think if Xavi took him off, there would have been uproar beyond belief. But again, he's just showing his promise. We got to get that renewal done for Balde ASAP. Because if we don't, top teams will come in. He could be persuaded, especially with the agent like Jorge Mendes. But Balde for me tonight was absolutely fantastic. My man in the match. He will be getting a 7 out of 10 from me. Into the midfield now. Firstly, El Capitano Sergio Busquets in the pivot. I will give Busi tonight a 6 out of 10. I thought he was, not average, but did his job, just like Araujo, just like Garcia, just like Kounde as well, barring the slip-ups. I think Busquets had a few mistakes, but also made up for them. He made some absolutely key interceptions in this match. Girona were attacking us pretty well in that second half when they had a lot of possession in the first half as well. He's making some great interceptions, did some good tackles. Apart from that, did we get to do switch? Some of his passes wasn't that great, but some of them were pinpoint. The ones to Jordi Alba in the second half, the switch plays to Raphinha. So Busquets tonight, typical performance from him. Don't think he was very, very poor, but I would do want to highlight his but I do want to highlight some of his interceptions tonight that were absolutely crucial. So overall for Busi tonight, I will be giving him a 6 out of 10. Next up is on the right hand side of the midfield. It was, of course, Pablo Gavi, and I will give Gavi tonight a 6 out of 10. I was expecting him to be a bit more creative in this match, but he wasn't. He was just a typical dog that he was. He was pressing a lot. Intensity was up to par, up and down the pitch. He had some good passes as well, took on some defenders, had some good dribbles, created some chances, got in the box. I think had a shot that was deflected off for a corner kick. If only he saw Raphinha there open on the right-hand side. But again, just like Araujo, Kounde, Busquets, Garcia, typical performance from him, but again didn't have that extra spark, the extra creativity to produce anything in this match, so I will give him a 6 out of 10. And the final midfielder was of course Sergi Roberto, who got chopped up at halftime for a reason. I'm going to give Roberto tonight a 3 out of 10. He was absolutely shocking. I mean, the passing, the shooting, the vision, all poor beyond belief. I mean, we know Roberto's a squad player, and I mean, I get it, he scored a goal against Madrid, but he's so not at the level of Barcelona. He is being renewed because he's a Catalan boy, and Xavi likes, you know, because probably him and Xavi are best friends, and they have to have coffee all the time and all this stuff. Like, I get he's on peanuts, he's earning like next to nothing, but such a waste of space in the squad, in my opinion. He provides, this is the games where you want him to play, you know, Girona at home, and Elche at home, you know, Real Mallorca away. These are the kind of games that you expect the squad players like Roberto to show them what they got, to maybe push for the first team spot so that he can play against, you know, an Atletico at home or a Betis at home. But Roberto just did himself worse in this match. I mean, he did absolutely nothing that was good. I think a 3 is very generous for him, but I will give him a 3 out of 10 tonight. Into the forwards now. Firstly, Raphinha at the right wing position. I'm going to give Rafa a 4 out of 10. I mean, this man will not take on defenders. I mean, he didn't even attempt a dribble, I don't think, in this game. I mean, he could get the ball, cut inside, cross fail. Some of his crosses were okay from the corners or from the free kicks, but wasn't the spark that we needed. We know the wingers at Barcelona are supposed to take on defenders, create some space, show us a bit of magic. You know, we talked about Joga Bonito. He had a good month with Raphinha, and now he's just fallen off beyond belief. I mean, he's absolutely shocking again today. I'm surprised that he wasn't subbed off first ahead of Ansu Fati. I personally would have taken off Raphinha first and left Ansu Fati on for a little bit extra. I think Raphinha was that poor, but Xavi didn't see it that way. I think Raphinha, even the chance that was offside, that was called off for a foul or something like that, he shot that, he put it wide as well. It just summed up his night for me. I don't think he was that great. I thought he was, you know, for 75 minutes that he did play, very below par, did not take on any dribbles. Didn't produce anything whatsoever that you expect from a winger, so I will give Raphinha tonight a 4 out of 10. Now, the other winger was, of course, Ansu Fati. I will give Ansu Fati a 5 out of 10. Do I think he was significantly better than Raphinha? No. But do I think he was better in this match than Raphinha? I do. I think his link-up play with Alejandro Balde down the left-hand side was good compared to Raphinha and Kounde. That was absolutely all over the place. He didn't have as many shots as you expect. I think he had that one shot in the first half that curled wide where Raphinha was open at the far post. Again, that just comes with, you know, experience and lack of, you know, understanding your teammates because of lack of game minutes. But I think, you know what, he had some good build-up. He didn't really take on defenders that, you know, we expect from a winger like Barcelona. But I think I'll give him a bit more credit than Raphinha because I think his build-up play was better. But I still don't think he played that well. Do I think he should have been subbed off? Probably, but no, I don't think he should have been first. I think he should have been given, you know, 75, 80 minutes, and then maybe brought on Jordi Alba after that. But I think Ansu, in a situation, a team low block, 4-1 formation, it's difficult for him to get into the game. But these are the moments, right? There's like Roberto saying with Ansu Fati. These are the moments where you want to come and, you know, prove that you're, you know, Barcelona talent and, you know, show us what you got. And today, he didn't do it, but I think he wasn't, you know, as poor as Raphinha. So overall for Ansu, I will give him a 5 out of 10. And last but not the least is RL9 Robert Lewandowski. For me, he gets a 3 out of 10 and my flop of the match award. I mean, lower. The amount of chances this guy missed today was ridiculous. I think Barcelona created 4 clear-cut chances, all for him, and he missed all 4. The back heel at the end was disgusting. You have, you know, Jordi Alba to your right. You have Kessie right in front of you, and he went for a back heel in the first half. That opportunity for the cross, I believe, the shot one as well that he just went over. You could have taken your time with that. The second half as well, down the line, I think it was Jordi Alba or Balde or someone passed it to him in the box. He had space. Instead of shooting it across goal, at least putting it on target, maybe even scoring, fake shots it, and then David Lopez comes and takes the ball off him. I mean, he was just absolutely shocking today, Lewandowski. I think his worst performance in the blaugrana shirt, and he needs to shape up as well as being one of Xavi's favorites and being a leader and a possible captain. Absolutely shocking today. And for me, he will be getting a 3 out of 10. Now for the substitutions, the subs were Kessie, Ferran Torres, and Jordi Alba. None of them having a really significant impact. I think firstly, Kessie, I'll give him a fair rating. He did play 45 minutes. Probably give him a 5. There were a lot of moments where he could have driven the ball up to the pitch. The Camp Nou booed him because he had the ball. He could have ran to space and start a counterattack. He just slowed it down. He went backwards, sideways, didn't really do anything forward apart from the fact he made runs into the box. His passing and his advancements and dribblings were not forward. They were always sideways or back. And yeah, bang average from him. Ferran Torres came in, had a good moment where he won the free kick. Apart from that, didn't do much. I don't even think he got the ball apart from that. Jordi Alba left wing was actually pretty decent, making some. I mean, we've come to the point that our second choice / third choice left back is one of our best wingers and creating most chances. And he got in there. He put some good dangerous crosses. He looked a bit more lively than Ansu and Raphinha did in this game. So credit to him. I think maybe Xavi might consider starting him in that position for Getafe, or maybe even bring him on in that match if Ansu, Ferran, or Raphinha don't perform, which is probably expected. So overall, for the subs, Ferran and for Kessie were not really that impactful. I think Jordi Alba put in a good shift. He, showed a few things, but overall for the subs, probably give him all 6 out of 10, maybe Franck a 5 because he played 45 minutes. And last but not the least is, of course, the manager, Xavi Hernandez, who tonight for me will be getting a 3 out of 10. I think my lowest rating for Xavi this season. I don't want to blame too much on Xavi. There's a few things I want to blame him for. I think firstly, the lineup was fine, was very, very strong. Should have got the job done against Girona. But I think where I'm taking a lot of points from Xavi is firstly, in-game management. I mean, you saw how we were performing very, very lackluster, especially in that first half. You make a change at halftime, which is good, but then you don't make another change until like the 75th minute. It's ridiculous. And also, again, not using all your substitutions. You only use 3 subs. You have Pablo Torre, we could have brought on Marcos Alonso, I don't know, Casado, Gaido, Estañez. I think bringing on Estañez today would have been fine as well on the right-hand side, instead of maybe Ferran Torres done something a bit different. But it's just Xavi's in-game management is just so bad. And the problem is there's no signs of improvements. I mean, this man has a stacked squad and only uses 3 substitutions out of 5. Makes no sense in any way, shape, or form for me. I mean, he did not change the game whatsoever in that second half. I saw no tactical change apart from Jordi Alba left wing, which I don't know if is that really tactical or not because I called it before he did it. I was recommending it as well. But it's just, I think the lineup was fine, and the tactics are there to begin the game to set us up to win, and the players did not execute, so I blame that a lot on the players. But second half, when you want to change things up, maybe go to a 4-2-3-1, 3 at the back, chuck some more men forward, put Garcia in the pivot, that way you can bring on Estañez and have more forwards in the attack. There are things that Xavi could have done. I know he doesn't want to risk it. He's a very conservative coach, but these are the moments where you expect little tweaks in the second half from the manager to impact the game. And he did it. We saw the Girona manager, Mikel, making some changes. He brought on Kounde as a right midfielder to double back on Alejandro and Ansu, bring it on a right back at right mid. We saw him making the changes in the midfield for Ivan Torres. He had Oriol Romeu in the pivot the whole entire game as well. Long ball over the top. Every time Romeu got the ball, pings it over. I mean, I saw that. I don't know how Xavi did not nullify that in the game. So again, for Xavi, just in-game management for me that needs significant improvement, and tonight he will be getting a 3 out of 10. So that was my match review for Barcelona versus Girona in La Liga. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course, leave your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. But the main thing I want to know firstly, of course, is your overall thoughts on the performance, your player ratings, and your manager rating as well. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca.